Hey everybody, Anel here with NKY Honeybees. Welcome back. Today we're gonna get into one of my hives. I want to show you how I handle my honey bound hives. If you've seen my video that I posted just a couple of days ago, you've seen that all of my hives were honey bound. The queen had no place to lay. However, it's been raining a couple of days, so they might have moved the honey from the bottom box all the way up. If they haven't, I will go ahead and do that now. But I want to show you how I get this done. So basically what I'll do, I'll look for queen cells. If I find some, I'm gonna do some splits. I'll make splits out of those, and then I'll go ahead and move the honey up and down, or just add a box if I need to. So let's get in these hives and let's take a look what we can find. All right, as I mentioned the other day, I was in all of these hives. You can check the video. I showed one hive. They're honey bound completely. So what that means is queen had no room to lay whatsoever, and I had queen cups, queen cells actually, in all of the hives. So today, the only different thing is they actually had a couple of rainy days, so they weren't flying around that much. So I'm hoping maybe they moved the honey from the bottom box up. So I'll have to go through all of these boxes and see what's going on. So they're just starting to work on that super, looks like. However, I'm more worried about the bottom box where the queen is. I don't actually remember if I have a queen excluder or not on here. But I will add some empty frames and probably add one on here after I'm done checking. So let me go through these and see what I can find. So what I'm looking for here is, I want to see if these are all full of honey, and then if I have any queen cups on the top, and if the queen is up here too. Wow, that's a heavy frame. So looking at this, it's full of honey. They're even starting to cap this. However, there's a little bit of brood in the middle, and they might have been from before. However, I do have a queen excluder. I can see it now. So this is going to hatch. They'll backfill that with nectar and make honey. So up here, I'm just looking, since there was eggs, I'm gonna look for queen cups. Queen is not up here because queen excluder's on the bottom. But there could always be queen cups because she was up here at some point. They could have made one. Just some drone brood and nectar. So I'll go ahead and go quickly through these, and then really the real action is going to be down on the bottom. I want to make sure that she has room to lay, basically. If there are queen cups, I'll make splits out of those and give her some new frames. Wow, that's heavy. So let me go through these, and then I'll get to the bottom box. All right, guys, so I just went through this whole top. There is a few frames of brood, but that's hatching out. Like I said, the queen was up here, and then I put it down and put a queen excluder up there. As you can see, they're even starting to cap a lot of these frames. So I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next box to the bottom. It's kind of hard to get these frames out at this time. Yeah, I'm breaking honey. Look at that. That just capped honey. That's all that is. Same exact thing on this side. I'm gonna put that aside so I can work with this hive. So I didn't have time really to manage these hives properly. I was ready. Can I have the smoker? I was ready until I wasn't any longer, and then kind of jumped in here when I had time. So not really easy, good way to manage like that. So now I actually have to break this down and see what's going on in the hive. Lots of brood, beautiful pattern. Looking at the other side, it's same. There's a queen cup, nothing in there. This is just really brood and pollen. I'm gonna turn that around. I'm gonna put the pollen to the wall of the hive. So hopefully there is no queen cells. They're not trying to swarm on me. But like I said, the other day when I was in the hives, they all had queen cells working on them. So they weren't capped over yet. So I knew I had a couple of days. Plus, we had some rain, so they might have moved all the honey that was down here to the top boxes. Well, for peace of mind and so I can sleep, I have to get in here and check this. See, this is beautiful. Lots of brood down here. This is a massive hive. It's gonna come in handy when I'm about to, when I do splits next month in June. But if I find some queen cups now, I'm gonna do the splits now and give her empty frames. I'm gonna try to stop the swarming for next couple of weeks so they can get this, they can take advantage of this honey flow. All right, let's get in here. Wow, that's a lot of pollen. Just beautiful. All right, let me go through the rest of these frames, see what I can find, and then I'll stop if I find any queen cups or anything like that. So this looks pretty good, actually. This is not honey bound any longer. It was definitely the other day when I checked it. If you watch that video, you'll see what that looks like. It's simply honey is filled up in all the boxes, including the bottom box, and she got no room to lay. This one has room. Well, she's laid up everything, but some of this is going to hatch and she'll have more room to lay. That's just honey there. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and give her a couple of empty frames and take a couple of these frames and put them in another hive, just because some of the hives are packages and that's going to help them out. However, this one looks pretty good. The top is pretty full, so I'll just have to keep an eye now. So that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your hives and don't have time to do inspections on a regular basis. Now I had to break down the entire box to make sure there's no issues down here. They're not trying to swarm on me, because I did lose another hive, one of the Hive IQ hives, just the other day. So this looks good. So I'll go through the rest of my hives doing the same thing basically. I'll check each one hive. I have to break them down like this, make sure the bottom is okay and she has room. I'll add a couple of empty frames. Thank you, my helper. Couple of empty frames. I'll actually add them right next to, hang on to these, next to the queen. She was in this frame, so that's what I'll put the empty frames and let her lay that up and buy myself some time. So in June, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in here and make splits and try to overwinter nukes. That's the plan. So this one is not honey bound any longer. I guess that's what a couple of days of rain gives you. Bees stay in the hive and they work on this. They basically dehydrate the honey, move it up and down wherever they need it to be to give queens some space to lay. However, when that's on for a few days constantly, they just load this up with nectar and then she's honey bound. She got no place to lay and they swarm on you. Believe me, that's my experience at least. Not all the time, but most of the time. All right, so that's it for this one. I'll put this back together and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't mind, give me some comments. Let me know how your flow is going, how your bees are doing. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.